And it's amazing some of the things that becomes their gods. Clothes, friends. And it's those things that become idol that keep us from serving God. That goes all the way back to the Ten Commandments. Shall no other gods before me. None. Whether it be a TV, a movie, a show, whatever it might be, it's an idol. And here we see God's people at the end. For the wages of sin is death. Sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. At the end of any sin, there is always death. And so idolatry now is taking over, and God says, don't go into the land. As you go into the land, don't marry the people in the land. These people are not supposed to be here anyway. These people are supposed to be gone because they're a hindrance to God's people. But what happened? They intermarried. Because they intermarried, what happened? They served their God. One of the wisest men ever lived, Solomon. He fell into that same trap. All the wives and concubines, and now he serves their gods. And because of that, the kingdom now is rent from Solomon and his son because of idolatry. Judgment has come. The line has been crossed. The heart has been hardened. And the neck has been stiffened. But there's still forgiveness. His hand is stretched out still. And we look at our society today. We look at the things that are going around us and all the things that are happening. We see all the millions of abortions, drugs being legalized, the immorality and pornography that floods our street, the racism, the criticism and everything that goes on in this world. But let me tell you this, his hand is stretched out still. God said judgment's going to come. Nothing's going to stop it. But wait a minute. His hand is stretched out still. His hand is stretched out still. Don't turn to it. I got a lot of verses here in a little time. Isaiah 9:12. The Syrians before the Philistines behind, and they shall devour Israel with an open mouth. For all his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. For all the abortions and all the fake news and the modern man, the NIV Bibles and the false Bibles and all the things that's going on, listen to me and understand the darkness is here. The judgment has come. But his hand is stretched out still. His hand is stretched out still. As a teenager, like Brother Angelo, in the gangs and the drugs and all that scene, went away from God and running from God and didn't know what life was. And one of my best friends at that time, Jerry Thompson, a book was written about him. You can check it out online. The Terror of Newcastle. And some of you probably heard about it. Well, this is my best friend. We got the top of the martial arts. We slept in the same room together. We drank from the same bottle and smoked the same cigarettes and ran around. He went one way. His hand was stretched out still. And I took that hand. I was in the same boat. I was in the same place, going the same way. But his hand is stretched out still. Isaiah 9:17, therefore the Lord shall have no joy in their young men. Neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For everyone is an hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. We have kicked God out of our homes, out of our schools, and out of our government. And look where we're at today. Truth has fallen in the streets. Listen to this. What happens when fear happens? God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. Let me ask you, who's making sound decisions today? It's not in our government. Why? Fear has permeated our society. Why? Because God no longer in control. That Spirit of God is gone of a sound mind. We've lost it, folks. We've lost it. It's not happening. Judgment has come. The line has been crossed. The heart has been hardened. And the neck has been stiffened. But there's still forgiveness, for his hand is stretched out still. Manasseh, Ephraim, it's right, it's going over and over. And they together shall be against Judah. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Isaiah 10:4. Without me they shall bow down under the prisoners. Think about that. And they shall fall under the slain. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Judgment has come. The line has been crossed, the heart has been hardened, and the neck has been stiffened. But there's still forgiveness. Exodus 9:12. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hardened not until them, he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had spoken unto Moses. Turn with me to 1 Samuel 15. 1 Samuel 15. Verse 23. 1 Samuel 15. Verse 23. Samuel 15.